hold on. Okay, so we did just adjourn from executive session at 9:02 PM. We did reconvene our regular planning board meeting, even though we did not intend to do that because there were a couple of comments to be made, so. Right?
Okay, so the first thing is regarding Jonathan Jensky. When Jody sent that email out about Jonathan was no longer on the planning board because he wasn't a US citizen, how she worded it was, some of you may already know, blah, blah, blah. I was shocked when I read that email. I immediately contacted Lisa.
And you sent me an email too.
And I sent you an email, and you said you didn't know. And so then that got me even more upset. And I don't know what the political organization is of this village office, but I thought it was very inappropriate for Jody to send that email out to everybody. It was the trustees and the planning board. She should have, in my opinion, she should have contacted you and Natalie to let you know, that, or maybe.
Right, so so I think to Lorraine's point, yes, there was a conversation about it.
Yes.
But that email then went out to everybody. It wasn't.
I sent an email to you.
Right, but there was no
Like that,
discussion about,
Jody,
I think to
and
Lorraine's
Ronnie.
point about, hey, how should we communicate this? And then it would, I don't want to put words in your mouth.
No, well, I was under the impression, I asked you, did you have a heads up about this? You said no. So that made me think that nobody contacted you. They just.
I had seen an email, but this was only briefly before
I just was,
the full email got sent out to everybody.
Anyway.
It wasn't like I had known about this for like hours or.
I actually felt you should have notified
Well, no,
us
this is what I said to Mike.
before
No,
it went
and I already did say this to Mike in the email, that I felt that Mike should have notified the planning board.
First.
To let us know, and then he could have reported on it that night at the joint trustee planning board meeting.
or then copied them later, but I
Yeah,
thought we should have
So,
heard
so
first.
how it happened was that Jody contacted me when she found out about the citizenship. I looked into it, confirmed on an email to Jody, Mike Scott, Ronnie, and Mike Baker that correct, he could not be appointed. The easiest method by which to remedy it, being have him resign and the Board of Trustees accept that resignation. And I did not, I mean, I didn't think I was copied on this email from Jody.
She may have left you off,
I don't think.
but everybody else.
I don't know how soon thereafter that email, Jody circulated an email.
She sent it with the agenda for the joint, she sent 2 emails. I don't know why she sent 2 emails, but she sent the email with the agenda for the joint meeting, and she had it in the body of that email, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
So, okay, I wanted to voice, because I don't know. Anyway, that really disturbed me. The second thing was regarding that trustee planning board meeting. I didn't feel like it was a joint meeting at all. We were never asked if we had any agenda items in advance of the meeting. I felt like we were outsiders there. In fact, the first 40 minutes, we had to sit there and listen to their agenda and all the stuff they were talking about. Nobody ever asked us if we had anything that we wanted to discuss. It was all comp plan.
Well, I think that was the purpose,
That was
was only to discuss the contract.
Right, yeah, I thought that had been communicated.
We scheduled this like a year ago.
With the intent that this would be the time to talk about the comp.
Well, then I must have forgotten.
So, I'll say this about the beginning of their meeting, that's how the beginning of their meetings go. Right, if there is Board of Trustee business that they have to do.
Yeah, they still have to do
Budget
their
transfers,
agenda.
things, right, so we don't do that in our meetings. Ours is
Right.
very much like we jump into, well, if there was like a special permit, right, that's what we jump into. They have a more
I mean,
stringent,
they still had a meeting that they had to do.
yeah.
Well, right.
So they had to do their meeting stuff, and then we would do the joint.
Comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
And
I was, although, to Lorraine, to your point, I was also surprised that at the end of the meeting, when they did their round robin of,
yeah.
does anybody have anything to offer or something to raise, that was not offered to us.
No, I know, and I was upset about
Previous
that.
meeting, it was offered to us, so.
Yeah.
I had,
So maybe, so that's, I can talk to Ronnie about that, so.
Talk to Carolyn about this.
Well, I can talk to Ronnie about the discussion piece too, but also the last meeting was our meeting. So, right.
oh, okay.
So that was the last one, they came to a planning board meeting, and it will continue to be that way, and then, right, in July, we will go to a trustee meeting.
Well, the last time we did this, Jody did send out, well in advance.
That's because we had provided to Jody what we wanted to talk about at that planning board meeting.
Oh, I don't know.
I did.
That agenda,
I had sent-
some of the trustee stuff, do you remember? It was notes from past meetings.
Well,
and we
I
had
think the real
follow-up and all
point
this.
is that we just have let him talk to Ronnie about this.
So we'll get better at it, right? This is.
Made very clear each time what the expectations are for
Yeah.
the meeting.
I mean,
for the
I
joint
think
meeting.
even though we were talking about comp plan, the planning board should have had an opportunity to have agenda items on there as well.
But it wasn't our meeting, it was a joint meeting on a Board of Trustees meeting.
But
Like,
I think that's,
I think, I was going to say,
I just don't get it.
no, that's right.
they, like, combining business agenda items.
right, so we,
In that case, the planning board was a guest at.
yeah, it's almost like,
So it's not a joint meeting, then?
We shared a
Yes, it
We
is.
are,
it's a joint public
Well, you
meeting
have
that
to-
both boards are present at.
Both boards have to convene because there's more than 3 of you here to
Right.
discuss public
Right.
business.
So, like,
it does
when-
need to be a joint meeting.
When's our next one? It's in.
January.
So at the January meeting, for example, at the January meeting, which is a planning board meeting that the trustees will come to, we wouldn't be reviewing special permits at that meeting, right? It's not a, right, it's almost foregoing, but the trustees behave a little bit differently, not behave, they have a different function, right? There are certain things that they have to do with their meetings, like budget transfers, things like that, that just have to happen, setting sewer rates, doing all these things, so it's a little bit different, but when we had ours, I did send agenda items to Jody, and that was really to talk about planning for the upcoming year, which I suspect will be the same at the next one, to talk about, here's what we got, it'll be a little bit different, because we're new to this now, here's what we accomplished last year, what are some priorities for the coming year? So I get your frustration, trust me, I'm not trying to do it, I'm just saying.
No, I
you
guess-
need to talk to Ronnie, because it's the first time that we're in this cycle,
And then I
and we'll
just-
improve on it, for sure.
The July meeting, based on the comp plan discussion, will become a review of how we have done so far in
Right.
accomplishing the comp plan goals, and then moving forward, what goal setting we're doing out of the comp plan.
And that'll be every July or whatever?
So I think
I
that's what I'm
imagine that it
gathering.
I must have missed when all of this was decided on, so.
I don't think we talked about it in like a public meeting, really, I think we talked about it here quick.
These things, so it's really clear
Okay.
what the expectations are, like, so I know, like, I had a list of things that I would have loved to have brought up that I wouldn't have an opportunity to normally with Ronnie there.
So, I
So-
think to when we do have things like that, when we are liaison, that is an opportunity.
I guess,
That is when I like to bring up stuff. Keep your list,
Yeah,
because, or public comment, you can always hop onto
I
public
did
comment.
think there was a few instances at the joint meeting that I thought there was opportunity for open input.
for the comp plan.
For the comp plan, I didn't think there
nothing
was
else.
after that. but-
Nothing
But you
else.
know what, in defense of that, the whole sewer thing got us a little bogged down
Yeah,
and took up a lot of time at the beginning, and it started to get very, very late.
yeah.
And so I think
Well, when you
that,
have a meeting start at 7:30, what do you expect?
well,
Which
but
is
still,
ridiculous.
it was a long meeting, and I think the fact that it was so late probably meant that towards the end, people weren't exactly wanting to come forth with anything too heavy duty, you know what I mean? But
So I'll take
I
ownership on working before the next one to clearly talk to Ronnie, and if Ronnie needs to talk to the trustees, and I need to talk to you all about setting the agenda at least a month ahead of time, if not more.
I do think it would be nice if we don't get as, into it so extensively and have it be late, to have some of that,
Yeah.
because I think we've had some concerns that would be really nice to discuss with everyone.
Well, and I think at the next one, right?
That would
A,
be
we start-
helpful.
A, we start earlier.
Yeah.
So I think that at the
That
next
helps.
one, that helps, and I will definitely make sure in our agenda that we set aside some time at the end, but I'll also make it clear that there should be some time for the trustees too, but what I would really like it for it to be is an opportunity for us to all share stuff that we all need to hear while we're in the same room, right?
Exactly.
If somebody has an input about, right, and I'll use sewer rates, for example, if somebody has some extended discussion they want to have, or they want to bring up about sewer stuff that's going to happen in a few months, I don't want that brought up at the joint meeting, because, and not to be mean, but that's not why we're all joining. It's, here's this topic that impacts us all.
Right.
And if there are other, we'll call it other business, but it's an opportunity.
That are happening in the village.
Yeah, and then I'll ask, but I want to make sure that it's something that both boards need to be aware of, like if we're, upset about the painting on Eric's building, and,
Oh, well.
I mean, right, that's an us, thing for now, at least. We don't need to bring that up, I know one of the things that came up was like, And it was even in the comp plan, the kind of identity of the village and like
trucks and
the trucks and stuff like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
So I know that there was discussion about bringing that up. It got brought up anyway through the course
Yes.
of the comp plan. But things like that, I think, would be, yes, those are a.
Stuff like that
important
is
topic.
important, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I have
things
that, I
like
did have that on my list, by the way.
And
I was
honestly,
waiting for you to bring it up.
Well, I was going to, but I never had the opportunity. I was gonna say it.
When they were talking about branding the vehicles.
We did bring it up,
Well, it was in the comp, it is in the comp plan.
But we
I
talked
wanted
about
to
it.
bring it up now, because there's no reason why they can't have the lettering on there now. Why wait
That's what I'm
until?
saying, I think that would have been like a natural segue
Can we
to
just do it
talk,
now?
can we just do it now?
Yeah, well,
I just think you can be a little bit more free with talking.
and let's talk about the next one too.
oh, this was like an hour and a half into the meeting.
I know.
I mean, everybody's tired, right? Like, it's like, yeah, I mean, it's like.
So-
But anyway, thank you for listening to me rant. It's just these things are bothering me, and I think it'll be more important to be really clear, especially because we'll have new people here.
Yeah.
And people need to know, like, exactly what's expected of them, how the meeting is gonna run and whatnot.
Well, and so.
I don't mean to be a stickler, Mike.
I think this is the first cycle.
Making great points about our communication,
I hope you're not the only woman.
about how we communicate as a board, how we communicate as a village. Like, for instance, the thing from Jody, as many of you know, well, when you say as many of you know, as an opening.
And I was like, well, I didn't know.
No, that, like, was there a rumor going, was I left out of something? Because I keep getting left out of communications. I've had some situations where, and this is another so you're bringing up communication things, I'm gonna hop on this. Is it possible for us to have a village planning board group in our email, so that we can just write to village planning group, so that when Jody sends something, it go, like, Lisa was very kind, just sent forward to me a thing that was relevant that everybody got except for me.
Yeah, she kept leaving.
So,
So, some sort of communication process.
I'll let you finish, but I want to put a pin in that, because I do
Yeah.
want to come back to that.
Okay, great. Yeah, so if we had a to the trustees collective email and a to the planning board collective email, that would make some of this communication a little smoother, because we know that when we say, as all of you know, here you go.
Yeah, but, so, I will take ownership for the next meeting. So, right, let's also all remember that this is the first cycle we've gone through where we've had our January meeting that they come to and the July meeting that we go to. So the next time we will make improvements. It might be, and there's a bunch of things we can do, right? People have stuff they want to talk about. We can vet that here before we even send, them a list, or they send us a list. We can follow the same process. Here are some other topics we'd like to bring up. It kind of depends on what we're talking about too, right? I imagine if we review the comp plan next year, it'll be a shorter discussion, right? But that gives us more time to talk about other things.
Yeah.
In 5, 10, 15 years, it might not be that case, right? So as we start getting into, I hate to say it right now, but the next redevelopment of the comp plan, that shortens that window to do stuff, so there's that. But so we can do that. I can talk to Ronnie too about potentially, I agree with you, I would love to start these joint meetings. There's a lot more people to talk, there's a lot more to talk about, starting them earlier. And
Yeah, I mean,
at 7,
even early,
6.
no,
People have-
even 6 or 6:30, but you know what, 7:30 at
people have
night,
other things though that, and a lot of people on the board do too, so I can ask.
yeah, but, some of those trustees are older too, and when you see them kind of like starting to nod off a little bit, I
Well,
mean,
6 o'clock, I vote no. I like to eat before I come.
And so, right, people.
so would you vote for 6:30? I think 7:30.
I can
Push
check
it late.
with Ronnie and we can
The
see.
meetings have been set for
I
that.
think
Yeah.
7 is fine.
Yes.
Yeah, the meetings have been set.
Okay with 7, but 7:30, I don't know, I don't
So
like.
we'll see though, again, there might be conflicts on their end that we
Yeah,
don't know about too, right? We all have this time set aside, I have this time set aside, other people have other things going on in their life.
But we used to meet at 7:30. Were you on when we first met at 7:30?
I don't
Well, we
think so.
used to meet at 7:30.
I think that was a while ago. It's been 7 o'clock since I've been an alternate.
Well,
Yeah.
It used to be 7:30, and it got moved because,
Maybe, I don't think I was, no. But so, and at any rate, there's that. I will talk to Ronnie about these things. The other thing is, can we have groups? So the university, Rob, like an email listserv. So the village is gonna be getting a new website.
Great.
With that new website, and I talked to Ronnie about it a little bit, with that new website comes, and we have this ability now, but it's different, to get email addresses that are specific to the village.
oh, I
So
see, great.
Lisa at Here's our new website.
I don't want another email.
Okay, so, with that also.
Gotta be careful
and
what you ask for.
So there's, I do very well keeping, like, I do not use like Cornell email address. There's a lot of good reasons.
Oh,
why it might
there
make
are,
sense to
there
use
are.
a village email address when it comes to all kinds of things, including e-discovery and other things. We can also have lists with that. The lists might not work with external email addresses, though, so we can talk about that. The other thing that I don't want somebody to do is go out and say, well, I'm just gonna go and create a Google group, and I'm gonna toss everybody's thing in there.
Oh, when I said I have a group, I just mean I have a group in my contacts, and I
I
just
copy
don't
and
plan.
paste, I copy and paste everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'll make groups,
So, but-
but I'm thinking like from the official correspondence from the village.
That's really, in fact, we've been, yes, we should all want that, because it protects us. I mean, it really does. And then, when you leave, you hand it all back over. Because mine is all intermingled, and at this point, in today's, how many personal emails do I get anymore? Don't talk to me about texting, but
From the planning board.
nobody,
I have,
it's all crap.
368, and I keep most.
But no, it will take getting used to, but, we've been wanting that for some time, or I have been.
So it might be a good opportunity, but yes, I agree, it would be great for all of us, for whether it's the trustees, or Jody, or Ronnie, or me, or her, to say, I want to send an email to the planning board, I want to send an email to the trustees, and, whatever the membership of that is set. So there's some benefit there, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, so you just type in planning board.
Yeah, or whatever the
If
address.
somebody is maintaining the list.
List, yeah, and then it just goes to everybody in that
I
list.
need to go in and delete Jonathan from my group.
Or that,
We need to figure out how to like set up a second email.
Second email from Mike Baker that's like one digit off, that's a different Mike Baker, and I can never remember.
And Carolyn Greenwald's last name has been misspelled forever.
yeah,
Greenwalds,
yeah,
she's Greenwalds.
she misspelled it when she made her
And I just
account
thought-
ever.
Oh, no, see, on mine, it's right, Carolyn Greenwald.
Really?
WALD?
Oh, I have
I
it.
always thought.
Mine's
I,
Greenwalds.
yeah, mine's the same way.
Mine's right.
Maybe she uses different,
Let's see what I have for her.
But at any rate,
right.
okay, I will talk to Ronnie, and I will report back at the next planning board meeting, and I can toss around some ideas, and the good news is we have some time to, figure out how we want to improve the next meeting, because it's not until January, so, yeah. But yeah, in between then, always, whether you're the liaison, or you just want to go to.
I think it's a great time, actually, when you're a liaison, because,
I think it's good.
I mean, I always feel that's the time.
Well, I have opened my big mouth at one.
And so,
What's the point? I mean, that's our point.
But too, does it make sense? If, so say, right, the trustees meet in, what is it, a week? Maybe it's too soon, but maybe it's a good thing for folks to think about. We can always take, 5 minutes and say, hey, is there anything collectively that we want, us as the planning board to be
For the
brought up by the
liaison
liaison
to
at the
take.
next meeting?
I was gonna say, actually, we
And
should
just
do
formalize it,
that.
and that way it also has the weight of the entire board behind it. It's
Right.
not like, here's Mike again, he's pissed off about the paint on Eric's building.
Well, that's gonna be
He brings this up
Lorraine,
every
not
time.
Mike.
Oh, no, I don't
Give her our support, we wanna give.
But I mean, but that's my point, is to be like, it's a different thing to say, at the last, Lisa's the liaison, yes, I have something to say. At the last planning board meeting, we decided we wanted to bring up these two topics tonight for you to just be aware of and discuss now, or discuss it
The
later.
liaison for next month.
I would bring that up.
I think I.
Sorry, I had a picture up on my screen.
Yeah.
They wanted to know what he looked like, that's this picture. Creeper. Somebody asked what the picture is, there's the picture.
Is that the Patrick guy?
Yeah.
He's gone now.
Yeah, sorry. It really is gone, yeah.
It's a Google search, right?
Oh, is it gone?
Yeah,
it's
it
gone.
really is.
It's gone.
For August, maybe it's me? I sent everybody the list, I did.
No, you didn't.
No, you did not.
No, you didn't.
I copied and
Oh, you
pasted, I
said
sent it
I
out.
didn't get it.
Would you tell me the dates that you,
Go.
He didn't send a list, I never got it.
I didn't either.
Recently, I didn't see it.
Well, I'm for August, if it makes anyone feel any better.
I'm
Three
September.
out of 5 didn't get it.
I'm September, and the first meeting will be canceled because it's Labor Day.
Which means the second one will probably be canceled. No, that was, Pat had one birthday.
He was on a roll, I mean, So give the liaison specific
Yeah, if
comments.
there's topics that we want to bring up,
And if we as an individual have topics, we should bring them up saying, how does everybody else feel? Or am I going to go as a citizen?
Yeah.
Because sometimes I do say,
well, yeah, there are
I'm-
very
I'm-
well
I'm-
things
as
that
a
you're upset
citizen-
about in your neighborhood, that it's not really a planning board thing. It's this dog next door is really loud, and
well, it's not usually
I
that,
know,
but
but it's just an example, yes.
So could you resend the list? I remember getting one from you a couple months ago, but
Yeah, that was the
not
one.
real recently.
I never got
I don't
this.
believe, the one I have is so outdated.
Yeah, mine's a year old.
And I will confess that I don't keep up with all this, but
I'll just send it in.
right, that would be fabulous.
Yeah, how
You
could,
said recently, I figured that meant the last month.
Can't find it.
No, I have it right here. I have a question mark for October, and I'm trying to figure out why. Oh, that's why.
Of course, if we get new people, we got to put them in.
There's a question mark for it.
Not anymore. Now I have October also. There we go. I will send it right now.
Thank you.
With that, though, I will enter, and anything else?
Yeah, there's something else.
For it.
I just want to say that I appreciate the fact that you were willing and agreed to, reconvene the meeting.
Yeah.
I guess what Maureen's issues were, and I was totally wrong. I did not know about those, I was thinking it was something.
What did Jim think it was?
What did you think?
Never mind, much less important, but I think that was good where you opened it, because it was I think, a productive discussion. A lot of points were brought out, and everybody had a chance to be heard, and points addressed and discussed, and that would not have taken place if, individual discussions were taking place. That's my 2 cents, or maybe 3 cents.
I really feel strongly, too, that if you can say it to one person, you can say, the more we discuss all of this in an open discussion, on the record, I think, I mean, you want to be careful what you say, obviously, but I just think it's this is true transparency, that's all that I say. I feel very strongly about when there's all these kind of coded messages and omissions, you don't know what the heck they're talking about, you think, what, it shouldn't be that way. So I think this is helpful.
I think your comments
I would
are
err on
to make
this
the process
way.
better next time. And
Yep,
to,
process is the key here.
if this comes up again, let's think about last time we did it. Let's not do it that way again. Let's do it this way that made people feel comfortable and included. There you go. And that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else? If not, I will entertain a motion to adjourn at 9:26 PM.
I move to adjourn at 9:26 PM.
Motion by Amy,
Second? Or-
second by Jim.
You got it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks, everyone.